Hello, my name's Alexis. I'm a nurse in Ohio in the United States. Today we are going to learn how to use some adaptive devices to make bagels. I'm going to teach you about this using a standardized form of communication called SBAR. It's an interesting way to distribute information and I thought it would be fun. SBAR stands for Situation, Background, Assessment, and Recommendation. I hope you enjoy this. Okay, so here's the situation. A person has spasticity, is paralyzed in one or both hands, has cerebral palsy, or one way or another has lost their grip strength in their hands. And that makes it difficult to prepare food. This person is making bagels. Alright, so here is some background information that's important about this. People are often born or develop different conditions that can cause muscle weakness or even tightness in the upper extremities or hands. Spasticity is a muscle disorder that causes stiffness or muscle spasms. Paraplegia is a condition that causes muscles to either be weak or a person not to be able to feel their hands or extremities easily due to loss of movement or sensation. Hand weakness is a condition that causes reduced strength within the muscles of the hand. Many kinds of people can experience these symptoms, such as those going through cancer treatment, going through the regular aging process, arthritis, carpal tunnel, tendinitis, or those going through diabetes, experiencing the numbness and tingling that can be a symptom of the disease, also known as neuropathy. So here's my assessment. These adaptive tools can help this person who has paralysis, spasticity, hand-foot syndrome, aging, arthritis, tendinitis, muscle weakness, or neuropathy. This person has all the items to do this and just needs instructions. Here is my recommendation. I'm going to show you how to make bagels right now using these adaptive tools.
Alright, let's gather our supplies. We will need a big bowl, measuring cups, measuring spoons, especially a teaspoon or a tablespoon, a fork or a whisk, dough scraper, a knife or some gloves as well. Alright, the adaptive tools that we're going to use this time are a silicone cupcake liner. If you don't have that, go ahead and grab your rubber jar opener. We will use a piece of a pool noodle, knotted rope dog toy, these Velcro based grip assist devices. I have a grabbing device, also a grip assist device. And then for kneading the dough, you can either use a silicone kneading bag or a 2-gallon plastic freezer bag. Alright, the ingredients we're going to need is 1 cup of warm water or milk, 2 1/4 teaspoon of dry yeast, 2 tablespoons of sugar or honey, 2 tablespoons of oil, whether it be olive oil, avocado oil, any neutral oil will work, 1 beaten egg, 3.5 to 4.5 cups of bread flour or unbleached all-purpose flour will work too, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then we will need some butter or an egg wash, which is just a beaten egg and some warm water mixture, and this is optional for the top of the bread. Measure your water or your milk and warm it up to about bath water temperature. Don't get it too hot or it'll kill your yeast. Alright, here's a couple of ways to get the jar lid open on your yeast. Alright, here's a great way to use that knotted dog toy in order to scoop out the yeast out of the jar. It's good for those of us that have poor grip strength. Here's a great example of how to use that rubber or silicone gripper in order to open up any kind of jar. And also using these Velcro grip assist devices in order to be able to scoop things out of the jar. So right now you're going to want to mix in your sugar, yeast, and salt into your milk or water. And you can also put in your oil as well and let it sit for about 10 minutes until that mixture becomes foamy. Next step is to go ahead and whisk or beat your egg. I'm going to use these grip assist devices in order to show you a few different ways to be able to whisk the egg for those of us that can't make a fist or just have a little bit more dexterity issues in our hands. Next step is to add our flour into the silicone or the Ziploc bag, pour in the egg, and then also pour in the yeast, milk, or water combination. Close and secure the bag and knead it until all the ingredients are well combined. This can take about 5 to 10 minutes. If you're lucky enough to have a stand mixer, go ahead and use that. Alright, go ahead and put some oil in your bowl and put the dough into the bowl and cover it in oil. Cover with a towel and let the dough rise for about an hour. After an hour, go ahead and dump the dough out on a floured surface, punch it down, and shape it into bagels. This recipe can make about 12 smaller bagels, or 8 regular sized, or 6 really big ones. Alright, after you have all your dough shaped into bagel shapes, go ahead and put them on their tray. Cover them again and let them sit for about 30 minutes to an hour. During that time while they're sitting, go ahead and make your egg wash or melt your butter to brush on top of your dough. Here are a couple of different ways to use the adapted devices in order to whisk your eggs and make your egg wash. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees and then boil some water. This will be so that we can do a water bath for the bagels. You'll do 1 minute for each side of the bagel. Brush your bagel with butter or egg wash and place in the oven. Cook for 23 to 27 minutes.
All right, before I show you how this turned out, let me give you my Linktree information. That's where you'll find links to all my other socials and where you can find links to adapted devices or materials that I worked with. Just a reminder, this all is just me trying to be helpful. These are just things like I've witnessed as a nurse, that I've seen help some people, and some of these situations are things I've gone through myself with either me or a loved one, that I've had the joy of figuring out how this works for us. I am not affiliated with the education that I provide links to, and they're not affiliated with me. I just use it to either make this education or I found it inspirational. Nothing I post here is meant to diagnose medically or to medically treat people. If you do resonate with some of these symptoms and need additional information on if you could be experiencing this, make sure you talk to your doctor or your medical team. Any opinions I express are my own and not the opinions of an employer. I've tagged some creators in the description so that you can check them out as well. And it's a way for me to say thank you for your content. It was inspiring and very useful. Tag me in any videos you guys make using these instructions. I want to see you succeed. And I also want to selfishly say this keeps me motivated to keep making videos.
Here is a great way to use the piece of pool noodle in order to give you a safe grip hold on your knife. Here's a great way to use that knotted dog toy in order to spread some cream cheese on your bagels.